Welcome back to Forever Conscious Research Channel. Check my mic here, it looks a little low. Just bear with me. Seem to always have to reset this every time. I don't know why. Okay. Just gonna check the sound on mine. Just make sure if you guys don't mind, I'd appreciate if you guys could let me know if the volume levels are okay. Sometimes they sound a little wacky. Hold on. Okay, it looks like it's okay. So, right. So, anyways, welcome to Forever Conscious Research Channel. I hope everyone's doing well today. So this is a topic that's really important. I did a video on this back in February of, so it's actually been about a year. Yeah, it was February of last year, on some of the things I started to kind of piece together. And there were suspicions that I had of other things that were going on inside the disinformation agent Shills circles that have all but been confirmed repeatedly since, that I didn't necessarily include in the last one. And so there's a lot more detail in this one that I'm going to put out. It's I wrote up a 12-page document, and after the stream I will post it. You're going to see it as we go along in the stream, everything that's in there. And then what you can do is you can save it, and you can either print it or just have it on you, so you kind of have a reference guide as to some of the red flags to look out for. So let's get into that. All right, oops. There we go. Trying to get the palm tree in there for you. All right, so trying to get comfortable here. Thought I had this all set up. Okay, so we're gonna get the document out here that I put together, and hopefully some of you will probably even recognize a lot of this, or have run across it and been suspicious yourself, and said, oh, okay, so now I kind of see how they all kind of work together with this. And I mean, the one thing I want to say here is it's a really slippery slope when using this formula, because you really should have multiple points checked off. You really shouldn't just be going with one, particularly if it's a small channel, because there's a lot of good people out there trying to do the right thing, and we can't just blanket cover everyone as a shill or this or that. But people like to use the word trust but verify. I say don't trust but verify. Then the trust is earned, because I mean, really, I would say the bulk of what is going on out there is it's controlled opposition to at its finest. I mean, it's really it's unbelievable. And if I have stories that I can tell you that would blow your mind, but I'm just not looking to get into battles with people. So what I'm going to do is kind of expose their methods. That to me is more important, because I'm not looking for petty battles with stupid channels. Okay, they are what they are. They know who they are, and that's all that matters, right? So take this information and apply it as best you can, because it will help you. I promise you, this will help you. This is, I've been tricked and beaten and abused by these channels, mentally, and, believing in certain things, and, then really doing deep dives in the information and finding out that's complete bullshit. So, everyone will say, oh, take what resonates and leave the rest. Let me just tell you something. I love you guys, and I was under the same mentality that that is a good way to kind of guide yourself. But I'm sorry, it is not foolproof just because something resonates. It's just not the case. So, don't use that as your homing beacon for everything. You really have to take that and dig. Just because something feels good doesn't mean it's correct. Just because the person delivering it doesn't mean it's correct or in your best interest for, whatever area of research that you happen to be going down. And I'm going to get into some extreme detail on all of that. So, without further ado, let's get going here. Hopefully everything looks okay here. Let me just make sure it's lined up. Okay, so likely red flags to be aware of in order to detect a shill and or disinformation agent on YouTube or various social media platforms. Again, this is the 2021 version. As I said in the beginning, please keep in mind you really should be looking for multiple warning signs. After a while, it will become easy to spot them if applying this formula. So, we're going to go over the basics. I mean, everyone kind of knows this, but I wanted this to be a full rundown. So, what is a disinformation agent? Government payroll, shill, paid or unpaid. Okay, so they specialize in perception management, which obviously is deception. Perception management was, it's a word used by the Department of Defense, and it's in their dictionary of military and associated terms. You can find that online if you'd like, and I just took this exact description of it. Actions to convey and or deny selected information and indicators to foreign audiences to influence their emotions, motives, and objective reasoning, as well as to intelligence systems and leaders at all levels to influence official estimates, ultimately resulting in foreign behaviors and official actions favorable to the originator's objectives. In various ways, perception management combines truth projection, operation security, cover and deception, and psychological operations. So I did put a note here. Foreign audiences can be wide-ranging. We know these operations are targeted towards us as citizens here and also abroad. Every country does this to its citizens, not just foreign countries and its power players. It makes no difference where you live. This is happening to everyone, everywhere. And I will get to the chat later on, and but I hope you guys, you're gonna feel free to share what you've found too. I want to hear what your thoughts on all this, and if it's something important, please leave a comment after the stream is over, because we really should be sharing what we find in this field, because it's beneficial for all of us to know what other people have picked up along the way, and we can kind of edit and add to it. Okay, so number 2. Have they admitted to working in any branch of the military, intelligence agencies, or private firm? You'd be surprised how many openly admit it. Tons of them do. And obviously I put these, and just kind of put these like that for algo reasons. So you can read between the lines of what those are. It's not that difficult. Okay, number 3. Have they ever worked in mainstream media, any major corporation involved or linked in the entertainment business, such as a movie studio? Have they worked as an actor, and do they have an IMDb page? Now, again, I have a close friend who is an actor and worked in Hollywood, and she's woke and gone down all these paths. And she was in the business for a while, and I know she would see this and say, oh, well, I was in the business, so, how can you be putting that out there? Well, it's just that, this is one thing of many, and it's good to be aware of them, that's all. So, Lisa, if you're listening, I love you, sister. Don't take that one personal because it doesn't even apply to you. Number 4, subcontracted or worked for social media companies, big tech, such as working for Google, Twitter, Facebook. There's kind of started to be a few of those more popping up. Like they'll leave Google or whatever, and all of a sudden they've got tons of views and watches and this and that. So with the company that they supposedly previously worked for, and they're hawking truth on top of it and bad talking their former employee, yeah, that's not happening. Okay, in a real world with the way things are here, that person would not be allowed to have that kind of reach. Okay, so number 5, were they a high-ranking religious figure who quote-unquote left so they can spill all the religion's dirty secrets? There are multiple religions involved with this type of deception. They will still likely receive mainstream coverage and also have high view counts on their videos or various social media accounts. So yeah, this is a big one right here. Vatican's really good with this one. You have these rogue priests that get discommunicated, yet they're somehow appearing in the Washington Post, the New York Times, and spilling dirty secrets on mainstream platforms, and everyone thinks that they're not a freaking agent, or controlled opposition at the behest of the church. So yeah, these are important ones. How should we approach these unavoidable obstacles on our journey? Everyone has to make their own decision on this and how they want to handle it. I think that's really important. This is important for you because either you want to throw the kitchen sink at it and start saying names and exposing them and this and that. If that's what you want to do, go for it. I know most people listening here would probably greatly appreciate it, but then there's the flip side. Someone like me who will expose their methods, but I'm not going to really say names. There are a few at the end I'll talk about, but they're, everyone knows them, so it's not a big deal. Number 2, spread the word privately to like-minded friends. So yeah, we have, our little group here. Yeah, you spread the word to them about who you suspect is shilling or an agent, whatever, and kind of give your thoughts on it and maybe some evidence to go along with it, maybe some timestamps in a video, things of that nature. So here's a big one. I think everyone should be doing this. Compile a list for your personal use or to be shared publicly or privately. So, create like a Word document or text file, whatever. And, just start putting a list of names that you're suspicious of. You could have 2 categories. You could have one list that you're suspicious of and then one list that you know damn well. And how far you want to go with that, you can add other categories to that too, like, what they're promoting, who they're promoting, what kind of crap they're trying to sell you. Number 4, take what resonates and leave the rest. I talked about this at the beginning. Please listen to my thoughts on this. It is true to an extent, but living by this can get you in a lot of trouble. I think this statement, you know what I'm saying? Like, this seems like a statement to me that I could see the intelligence agencies creating, right? And it's not to say that we can't, not connect and get strong responses of confirmation, but it's not foolproof. That's the problem. And so when you're kind of going with this, you just have to be careful. So that's why I wanted to say that. So I hope you can see I'm not bashing people who say this or think this way, because I've been through that. I still am to some degree too, of course, because you got to have some intuition in this. You got to be able to vibe, but these people hawking this information are really good at it, and they've got some good personalities, and they have methods that I'm going to explain later in the video that some of you may not even be aware of that are being weaponized against your brain. Number 5, don't overly invest yourself in one topic. I cannot stress this enough. If you are kind of going crazy with one specific topic, and you're not really exploring other areas, or maybe you just have a couple topics that you're constantly obsessing over, it's okay to do that, because God knows I've done it. But by overly investing yourself in just one topic or a couple topics, then you're also kind of boxing yourself in, and you might be inside of an echo chamber without realizing it, that may or may not be productive. So just take it with a grain of salt and do what's best for you, I guess. But just thought I'd say that. Don't overly invest yourself on any one channel or channels, including mine. People are being honest. This is something they would say. Just this is a journey of gnosis and trying to figure out what's going on here. So, okay, so this one, here we go. Sub count, follower count. A lot of people kind of already know this one. And so basically, if you go to a channel and they have a high sub count, that's something to be wary of. Now, this kind of ties in with the next one. Actually, it does tie in with the next one in some cases. So, the account creation date. So, if you go to the About tab, you can see when the account was created in YouTube. So, how does the sub count compare with the age of the account? So, it's very important to link this next part in. When did they start uploading? Use the YouTube's filter. It's in the top right if you're on the PC, and I think it's on the left side on the Android app. But you probably have seen it and know what I'm talking about. So if you're suspicious of an account, actually this should be just basic with everything you look at. Okay, first you see what the sub count is. Then you go to the About tab, see the age of the account, and then you go back to the video section and do sort by oldest, okay, when you're inside the channel. And so let's just say, here's an example. Let's say the account is 5 years old, but they only started uploading last year, and somehow are gaining lots of views. This should be a red flag, and we'll explain this a little further. So, like, if you have a channel, it doesn't even really matter what the age, so let me rephrase this. So if, sorry, I'm mixing this up. There's just a lot. So you would again go to the filter by oldest video. You're looking at the sub count, looking at the creation date of the account, and you're seeing, okay, did the first video that they published get a ton of views, like 10,000, 20,000, or 100,000, whatever it may be. YouTube doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work where if you publish a video, you're going to likely get those kind of views. And this is something you will see fairly regularly in their first video or first few videos. They've got they come out with a bang, and the algorithm is treating them nicely. Okay, so just be suspicious of that, because it just doesn't organically work that way. And that's why the account date comes into play a lot more with this, guys, because if the account is older, okay, they, and they posted a video, let's say 5 to like 10 years ago, that time was a little different, you know, so they were more apt to get that type of viewership because of the algorithm not being as sophisticated as it is today. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so let's move on. Now, social media influence and reach for themselves and others that they may be associated with or bring up on their streams. Excuse me. Okay, so number 1, have they ever gone viral or trending, or are they recommending someone who has? Are they sharing high view count content regularly? Okay, so again, this is kind of a multitude of things going on here that you need to consider. You know, if they're going viral or trending, or, you know, got a few 100,000 views on a video, it's all but guaranteed that they're allowed to do that. Okay. Number 2, have any videos posted by them show view counts larger than normally allowed? So the date when the video is posted and account creation date may play a role. I explained that in the previous part. So again, like if the account was like 5-10 years old and they had, you know, 50,000, 100,000 views, that was a little more, you know, it was happening more often, widespread, because again, the algorithm wasn't in place. Okay. Number 3, have they ever been filmed together with a known disinformation agent or shill? So there are a lot of times these people will go and they might hang out together, or they may do like a protest together, or they may do a one of these shill fest anarchapulco or whatever the hell that, you know, all that stuff. Those types of things are red flags, because you have a congregation of them and they're working together or being seen together in some capacity that involves their content, okay, and cross promotion, etc. So that's a big one. I mean, this one you will run across a lot. You'll see them working together in a lot of different ways, and if they're both bumping in the algorithm, you better be damn suspicious. Okay. Have they appeared as guests or been filmed in any mainstream media shows or segment? This also applies to newspaper. I know some of these guys or girls or women have also been in newspapers too. So again, classic examples like CNN, ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox News, BBC, Sky News, local affiliates, etc. You know, all those things. Okay, and or have they appeared on any high traffic, quote, alternative media platforms, end quote. Example like InfoWars and Jones, Rebel Media, London Real, Joe Rogan, Jimmy Dore, and endless others that will not be named. Like I said, I'm not going to go much further with names. These are the ones I decided to include that most people already know. But, you know, a lot of times some people in these circles that we run across a lot, actually, when it comes to Jones specifically, and London Real, Rogan, you know, there's a lot of them that will somehow end up on these podcasts. Okay. And or have they appeared in big or small shill channels platforms? I could literally name, like I said, hundreds here. Hundreds. So are they appearing in bigger or smaller shill channel settings? Do they claim to have special information not otherwise available to the public? I love this one, guys. This one just makes me laugh, you know? So it's, so what they, you know, you have, I'll just say one of them right now, like one of the big ones in the UFO crop circle, New Age movement community is Linda Mountain Hall. She is the queen of this, okay? oh, I've got inside sources and confidential informant and whistleblowers who are not willing to go on the record, and high-level intelligence agents who they're talking to me, but if I let their name out, they'll be killed. Come on, guys. If people are saying this and they're saying it regularly or even more than a couple times, get rid of them. Don't even waste your time. They are a lost cause, and they are out to control your mind. Whistleblowers, come on. So sick of that bullshit. And you'll see it everywhere. Everywhere. They love it. They love acting like they got this secret information that you can't have, but they somehow magically do. And think about it. If these people are working for governments or these big tech or huge corporations, do you think they wouldn't be spied on and harassed and all this other stuff, but yet they're able to constantly feed people like Linda Mountain Howell information? Come on. And there's so many. Carrie Cassidy's another one. There's so many of these people that do this crap. All right, multi-channel network, also known as MCNs. This is big. They can be small or big channels. Don't ever forget this, okay? They can be small or big. It used to mainly be the bigger channels that were involved with this, but over a few years, even the smaller ones now have been doing this. So, and they make themselves pretty obvious pretty quick, especially if they suck at what they do. Let's see, I guess the numbering got screwed up here. Okay, sorry. They will often refer you to other channels inside the already established network. So, this kind of leads to the next one. Are they being monetized earlier than they should be? This applies to YouTube specifically. So they are, you have channels that are basically, you got like maybe a few thousand subscribers, a channel like mine, but yet they have a merch store. But they're able to get monetized earlier. I know a few channels that didn't even have 1,000 subs, and they were monetized with super chats activated, and they had a store. Okay, they're out there. If you see that, that's a major red flag that they are involved in a network somewhere, and they're almost always going to be telling you, "Oh, go check out this channel. Go check out that channel." Again, it could be big or small. Follower sub count can be anywhere from a few hundred to millions. This is a big one. Big one. Don't forget this, guys. This is where they really give themselves away all the time. Yeah, especially what you'll see, the channel tab, it's located between either the community and about tab, or if they do not have a community tab, it will be between the playlist and about tab. Use this feature. I can't stress it enough. Most of them show loads of channels that are inside the networks that they are in. And after a while, you will see the same names pop up time and time again. Time and time again. I suggest writing these down in a notebook. Remember, our screenshots get less easier to find as we continue to take more. This is important information, and you should always have this on hand. I cannot stress this enough. This is just the Cadillac of being able to one of the Cadillacs of being able to figure out who is involved with this stuff. Again, you'll see the same names all the time. You might not see every single one in every channel, but there are a couple networks, different networks, but most of them feed into the same one at the end of the day, which we'll go over. Okay, this is a big one. Multi-channel networks do, or just channels that are friendly and, supposed friendly terms. They'll often regularly have manufactured drama, fights with other channels inside of the networks, or just general distractions or trolling bait. When it comes to the manufactured drama and fake fights that these channels create, they are usually the ones they have told their viewers to go and check out. Okay, so we're having a fight from a channel that I told you to go check out the last 6 months, every other stream or whatever. Sometimes they have even interviewed one another. A dramatic narrative will ensue with one of them calling the other one out for whatever stupid reason it may be. Then the accused channel will respond, and so a battle begins. These performances can range in length anywhere from days to months. People naturally get pulled in by drama, and it makes for an easy distraction to stop you from doing your own research. The agents or shills have also the agents or shills also have an easier time because they can pump out some videos that don't require much effort. Acting in deception is part of their job description. So this makes it this type of work come naturally for them. It's easier if they have to just act and put on a performance with each other for some ridiculous manufactured fight than it does to create their bullshit truther videos. So think about this imagery with everything I just said. Remember this. Even the mainstream media joined in on this one. So here you have Area 51, and you have all the little minions who followed this crap and basically waited outside the entrance and created a party. That's just, a funny example. I saw that. Thought that'd be a good one. So you will grow and learn much more if you just stay focused in the world of the distraction. Okay? Can't stress that enough. Stay focused. Start using this formula. It will pay off, I promise. You're going to see multiple red flags. You will see it, and they make it so easy. Some are a little better than others if they're not putting out as many red flags, but you'll pick it up. Okay. The slinging of similar products or services. Okay, you have VPNs like Nord or ExpressVPN. I brought this one up in the 2020 version of this disinformation detection. And both of these companies that are continually pushed, they keep logs of your activity. So they could potentially sell them, or if an outside party were to request something with a warrant or what have you, they can provide those activity logs for whatever whatever for your internet history. Okay, there are VPNs that do not even keep logs; they don't have them. Okay, so this is a really important one. It's just how convenient that these truther channels happen to be slinging horrible VPNs that have flaws in them that are government friendly or data mining friendly. Okay, gold or silver, trade in your retirement money for these metals. We'll have a consultation and you'll get a certain amount off, yada yada yada. Okay, same old stuff as usual. Specialty coins, like the big one was the Trump coin. Remember that, guys? Yeah, that one was peddled for a few years by a lot of the shield channels. A lot of them shield channels love peddling that Trump coin. Hilarious. They also will peddle poor performance crypto like XLM. I mean, that's been going on for a while. I'm sure every one of us have seen that. And, of course, the good old disaster preparedness meals. Get that powdered nasty meals because the apocalypse is coming. Fire and brimstone, it's on its way, and the only way you can make it is through is with this nasty ass prepared meals or the powdered meals, the military readiness meals or what have you. Okay, so I did just want to check in with the chat very briefly and just say hi to you guys. I can't obviously go through all of it because we have the next section to get into, but hey Night Sky, hi Disintegral, hey Just a Gal. Chicago UI, nice to see you, brother. I haven't seen you in a while. Addison, peace to all. Great to see you. Exposing Powerful Lies, great to see you as well. Okay. Okay, I think Addison, if I didn't say hello, and I'm sure there were others there that I missed. I know Light Hunter was at the beginning. I'm sorry I couldn't really chat. I was in the middle of preparing. So let's move on to the next one. And I hope you're enjoying this so far. I'm telling you, this word file that I put together will be very helpful. And because this is how I learned all this stuff, is just by watching, observing, and getting screwed the hell over by their bullshit. Remember, we're dealing with a lot of smooth talkers here too. Don't ever forget that. These people have the golden tongue. And I'm going to get even the worst aspects of how they really are going after your mind in very nasty ways. Okay. So, paid disinformation agents, shills, plus useful idiots, both knowingly or unknowingly. Excuse me. Throat's a little dry. So, some of these channels are not even monetized. They might not even sell merch or even take donations. 1. Many are paid government assets, and it is their full-time job to deceive you. Number 2. Large portions of them are involved in massive networks that link back to a handful of puppet masters. Those are governments, intelligence agencies, big tech, and carefully selected data mining companies. Number 3, if you are watching government assets long enough, then they will almost always give themselves away in due time. Sometimes you can spot them immediately in a handful of videos, and then there are others that are really good at what they do, and it can take some time to figure them out, often many months. Okay, it depends how engaged you are, how much you're watching. It's a really, really slippery slope. Okay, so we're going to continue on here to it's a little far up. Okay, unpaid or paid everyday persons shilling, either knowingly or unknowingly, and on it, aka useful idiots. Unknowingly, there are loads of people pushing content out there there are loads of people pushing content out there not knowing they are part of the problem. The system considers them useful idiots, but they are useful idiots, but there are useful idiots, and then there are really useful idiots who do absolutely no research and just mirror every video they like to their channel and regurgitate every talking point they run across without actually looking into it themselves. Tons of people do not do their research. They just, okay, so someone comes across my channel, FC said it, so it must be true. I am not going to look into it any further. Okay, case closed, no big deal. There are tons and tons of these people. And it's such a catch-22, because what's going on is you are the truth community and the spiritual new age deceptive agenda are pushing what the government wants you to push. Why do you think certain videos go out and they get a few 100,000 views and this and that? And it even if they're putting out the lie and it's believable enough and your perception is being molded by that information, then you might be passionate enough to share that information, you know? So therein lies the problem, and the cycle continues. The information keeps going and going and going and going. Okay, this is a big part of it. A huge problem. Just boom, mirror video and or talk about someone else, what else someone else said in the video, and just repeating the same garbage, not doing their homework. Okay, knowingly. These are the money-motivated people who may have been watching other creators here and there on random truth-related topics, and they usually see an opening, and an opening that they feel they can fill in and capitalize off of. Most of these types are extremely easy to spot. Dime a dozen on this platform. Dime a dozen, I'm telling you. You'll run across these all the time. Okay. Knowingly, but are trying to save their own ass. This is a big one that I happen to just piece together myself. I do not see others talking about it. So, plea deals are offered to some people who have committed a crime in exchange for shilling at the behest of the government. There are multiple possibilities at play, likely dependent on the severity of the crime. Some of these examples can be no time, less time, no probation, shorter probation, or certain charges are reduced or removed completely, etc., etc. Something along those lines. And I put a note here. Like I said, nobody is talking about this from what I can tell. This is something I suspected in the middle of 2018, and by the winter of 2020, it had reached a point where it had become extremely obvious that this is an actual thing going on. How large is this particular operation? It's big enough. It's big enough, okay? I'll give some examples of, I'm not going to name names, like I said. I know a person who, or don't know him, but I looked into him deep, and he has had multiple drug arrests, and it seems like what's going on is he's had, I think, 6 or 7 drug arrests since 2008 or 9, and he has a blog that's been going strong this whole time. He's had multiple YouTube channels, and it's what I noticed was a pattern. So there were 2 times he said he was going to stop doing videos, okay? And I looked up I knew his name, okay? I looked up in the criminal records, and I saw that his probation was ending. And it just so happened to be that he got arrested right after he said he was going to stop doing videos. And like I said, the probation end date coincided with that. Okay? See what I'm saying? Then I looked more recently. He said the same thing about a month. So he said twice he was quitting, got arrested again, back on probation, goes through that next probationary period. That's coming to an end. He creates another video saying that he's going to stop, gets rung up on drug charges again, and all of a sudden he's back doing videos and blogging. Okay, and there are way more examples, but I think that's a good one to look at. I don't want to really get into dirty laundry. Just know that this is absolutely happening. I just don't know how big it is, but it seems big enough. Okay, I think some of these people probably were already looking into truth topics. They may have even already done some videos. You know what I'm saying? So if the government knows that, and they see, okay, this person got arrested, they know what everyone's doing. They know if you've created videos or what you're looking into. They might know, obviously, if you have a type of personality that can, be receptive to the government's needs for disinformation. So they cut a deal. Okay, you seem to know kind of some stuff about this, but here are some narratives we would like you to push. Here are some scripts we'd like you to push. But you can also do your own thing in between here and there. But these are the parameters. You can only talk about this. You can't talk about that. We want you to talk more about this. This is how it's working. Okay. I'm just going to check the chat really quick. I saw a comment. Let's see. Just be one moment here. Why is this not working? Alright, anyways. Anyway, yeah, pattern recognition. Well said. Just to go, pattern recognition is absolutely what this is all about. That's what it's like. That's what it's about with all of this stuff that we're doing. You know. Yeah, really, really important. And I know, I did see some comments. I don't know where it went, but I'm sorry. I'm not going to say names. I said the names of the big ones, which everyone here probably already knows about. You know. The Jones, the Ikes, all that stuff. Okay, so symbolism. This is a big one, and it's just a few examples in a sea of many. Video runtimes regularly appear suspicious. Examples: 3 minutes, 33 seconds, 33 minutes, 33 minutes, and 33 seconds. Of course, it happens naturally at times, but it shouldn't be happening regularly. Okay? That's just one example. There are other numbers, obviously, you can go down with that, but I just thought I'd point that one out. Number 2, what are the person's surroundings? In the background. Do they have any pyramids? Do they have any suspicious symbolic paintings? Things like that. Are there things like pyramids, cubes, the tree of life from Kabbalah, the one-eye symbolism, Ra, etc., ancient Egyptian memorabilia, a cross, an inverted cross, etc. Any of this imagery regularly used on either their videos, thumbnails, channel art, Patreon page, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. If it is being inundated, then, you should be suspicious if it's a regular thing. If it's constantly happening, they're using it a lot, and there's no context to say, like, okay, well, this is the topic of the day, or if they're just plastering it all the time, or regularly, and the context isn't there for whatever the post is about, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, exposing, let's just say it's a video, exposing the tree of life, tree of life Kabbalah, okay? Or exposing the one eye Ra, blah, blah, blah. That's different, you know what I'm saying? That's different, but if they're just putting up that imagery constantly, or in their videos constantly, their thumbnails, etc., then you should be suspicious. Number 4, things like rings, hats, earrings, shirts, tattoos, various other clothing, etc. Sometimes they make it very, very obvious. Okay, number 5, regular insertion and use of numerology that is implemented into the content. Okay? You'll see this pretty often. Not a lot, but often enough, Okay. Now we're getting into the disgusting areas, okay? These are the areas of, this is why these people are absolutely mutants, okay? They're disgusting because a lot of these channels are using the next 2 things we're going to talk about. So it's weaponized neurolinguistic programming, also known as NLP. So neuro, brain, linguistic is speech, programming is programming, right? So with neuro, the physical components as well as the mental and emotional components of our neurology. Linguistic, speech. Linguistics pertains to the language that you use, and more specifically, how you can communicate with others, and more importantly, how you communicate with yourself. Programming, obvious. Perceiving your mind as an internal operating system. Programming is the way our past experiences, thoughts, and emotion affect all areas of our lives. Okay, so remember, this is programming the brain with speech via the subconscious with dual meaning. Okay? NLP uses perceptual behaviors and communication techniques that make it easier for people to change their thoughts and actions. These things are being used, okay, against you. NLP relies on language processing, but should not be confused with natural language processing, okay, which shares the same acronym. NLP was developed by Richard Bandler and John Grinder, who believed it was possible to identify the patterns of thoughts and behaviors of successful individuals and to teach them to others. So what they were doing is they were looking at, corporate leaders, maybe like musicians, stuff like that, people of prominence who rose in society and were successful, and they were trying to see, okay, is there a link or something we can put out there that can show people or guide people how to apply it in their own lives. Excuse me. How does it work? The varying interpretations of NLP make it hard to define. It is founded on the idea that people operate by internal maps of the world that they learn through sensory experiences. NLP tries to detect and modify unconscious biases or limitations of an individual's map of the world. NLP is not hypnotherapy. Instead, it operates through the conscious use of language to bring about changes in someone's thoughts or behavior. Now, these are two sources I might suggest you guys check out. Those are in the description tab as well. So, you know what I can do? I think I can pop these up right now for you guys. Just in the chat in case you want them. Hopefully those come through. Oh, there we go. And then this is an article. Just so you know, this second one, although it's an interesting story, this guy has worked for Parasites like Vice News and some other stuff. So I am only kind of suggesting that last one as a good article to look at because he talks about his experience and how he went through it. If you guys don't mind, if you've enjoyed this video so far and hitting the like button, that would be great. Apparently it gets into more people's feeds that way, so that would be great. Okay, and here we go. This is a big one. We've got hypnosis, obviously, which is used both through words and or imagery. Combination of the both, okay? It depends on the person. Some just use one, some use both, some use the other, okay? So one, weaponized hypnosis is being used on a larger scale than most realize, and it disgusts me, okay? It disgusts me. This is a big, big problem. You have a lot of people who are hypnotists. A lot of times they'll even openly admit it, and they're using it against you. Not all people use hypnosis, obviously, in a bad way. Hypnosis can be very beneficial for a multitude of health issues, and it works great. I've gotten it done, and there are good-meaning people that do, excellent work to help others. And then you have a segment of this truther community and big time in the spiritual new age parasite class. They use it too, and it's vile. So here are some 4 classic examples, which you guys have, everybody's seen these types of things. So I just thought I'd put a few up there just so you can kind of be on the lookout for them, which I'm sure most of you already know anyways. Okay, so the next one, another big one here. These are the bread and butter of how they get you to relate with them and resonate. Take what resonates and leave the rest. See the problem here? They're using tools against you that you might not necessarily see them using against you. So it makes it easier for them to hook you in and continue watching and believe what they're saying. Okay, so again, deception through interpersonal communication and body language, also lie detecting. You may not feel you have a relationship with some of these content creators, but oftentimes you do without even realizing it. When you feel that you are resonating with the material being presented, then you are more than likely feeling the same with the person presenting the information to. Please also don't forget that you are investing your time and energy into something that you are passionate about. Please, please don't forget that. In this case, it is the desire for truth, spiritual guidance, or both. As if it wasn't already bad enough, you combine what I mentioned above to a disinformation agent, shill, or guru type, like New Age mumbo jumbo, familiar in the mind fuckery techniques, and it creates nothing short of a perfect storm, leaving you extremely vulnerable and prone to their BS. Right, guys? I mean, this is a big, big problem. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up a slideshow that I put together, and let me just pop this up. I was having issues with it, but hopefully I fixed it. I don't have the hold on. Trying to find the hotkey to move the picture here. Sorry, there was a okay. Alright. These may go by fast. I'm going to try to... Oh boy, it's freezing up. Okay. Alright, so let's just do automatic here. Sorry about this. Should be good. This may take a minute. I don't want it to go too fast for you guys. Okay. So this there we go. Okay, so ever play this game? 2 truths and a lie. Turn to a partner, tell them 2 things about yourself that are true, and tell them 1 thing about yourself that is a lie. See if they can guess which one is the lie. Now see, this is just a good example to kind of insert with this. Remember, lie to me. 3 possible ways to detect lying: nonverbal communication, body language, smiling, gaze aversion, local behavior, speech rate, pitch, physiological responses. Sorry, I'm trying to go through them. I can't do it manually. How do we detect deception? 2 kinds of cue to deception: thinking cues, inconsistencies in the story itself, or an overhaul rehearsed story, may speak more slowly. Feeling clues, fear, also incitement. Continued. But just read it yourself, guys. There's no way I'm going to be able to get through this. I'm sorry. It's going too fast. And you guys, for people watching the replay, they can just pause it. I'm sorry. I thought I had this set up properly, but I don't. See that? Truth bias. People tend to assume truth more than lies. Okay. All right. So you can see how these types of things can be applied and used against you. You know, you're obviously not dealing with the person one-on-one, but you're intaking their information and, excuse me, quote-unquote, resonating with it. Okay, the other ones we have are, had discussed in my previous video. There are LARPs, obviously, live action role-playing, which kind of links somewhat to the multi-channel network, of course. A live-action role-playing game, also known as a LARP, is a form of role-playing game where the participants physically portray their characters and enact the plot of the game. The players pursue goals within a fictional setting represented by the real-world environments while interacting with each other and a character. The outcome of player actions may be mediated by game rules or determined by consensus among players. Event arrangers called game masters decide the setting and rules to be used and facilitate play. Next we have augmented reality game, also known as an ARG. An alternative reality game, let me pop that up there, an alternative reality game, ARG, is an interactive networked narrative that uses the real world as a platform and employs transmedia storytelling to deliver a story that may be altered by players' ideas or actions. The form is defined by intense player involvement with a story that takes place in real time and evolves according to players' responses. Subsequently, it is shaped by characters that are actively controlled by the game's designers, as opposed to being controlled by an AI as in a computer or console video game. Players interact directly with characters in the game, solve plot-based challenges and puzzles, and collaborate as a community to analyze the story and coordinate real-life and online activities. ARGs are generally use multimedia such as telephone, email, and mail, but rely on internet as a central binding medium. Sorry. See what I'm saying? I mean, these are the things being used against you guys. This is really important information, and I promise. Is Jordan Peterson a disinfo agent? Of course he is. But he does put out good stuff too. I mean, that's the thing. Disinformation agent, a good disinformation agent will put out, 80 to 90% truth, 10 to 20% lies or misdirection. And even the truths that they're putting out will be roadblocks. They'll be boxes. You're not going to go the distance that you need to with this stuff because that's the way it's set up. Okay? So hopefully that stays right. No. Okay. Let me just pop this up. Okay, so religious bias and predatory spiritually based truth channels. Okay? New age stuff, truther stuff, all they have these links in with religion and agendas. So number one, there are tons of these channels. Tons. Okay? Number two, the end times are here. Just get that nice little fear. And then of course, the classic Jesus is coming, or Trump and what are going to save us. These are the types of things that are out there. And you have, people like David Wilcox, Corey Good, all these types of characters. Emery Smith. I mean, with the whole Michael Sala, all that crap with the secret space program, and it links, spirituality and new age mumbo jumbo in with the deceptive techniques of robbing you spiritually. Aliens are going to save us. Jesus is going to save us. End times are here. Run, run. Stay in that box. That's what they want. So this is a side note to viewers, and I respect everyone to do and go about their life as they feel they need to. If you are still consumed by religious trappings, then of course you have that right, I will always respect the person's right to follow whatever path they decide to take, but I please ask you to strongly consider that if you are allowing your religion to steer you more towards religious-geared truth channels or allowing it to impact your own personal research, then you will only be doing your own life's journey a disservice in the long run. I know some might not like what I'm saying here, but the controllers love throwing us into pre-packaged boxes. And by subscribing to a religion or guru-type ideology, they have you exactly where they want you. Please, friends, please. I promise you, this is a big problem. This is a big problem. But again, feel free to live your life the way you want. So, this one's ridiculous. Truthers that died. I'm not going to name names. It's true that there is a thing out there where truther people or new age people that were known inside these circles of YouTube and Twitter and Instagram, yada yada yada, all these things, okay, where they have supposedly died, okay. That's why I'm not naming names, because I'm not looking for issues with that kind of crap, but it's happening, and there are psychological operations involved. Some of them are just ridiculous and obvious. One guy was, the whole thing with Koopy. Remember him? I'm not gonna say his real name, but you got, the whole, he was linked to what gate and all that stuff. Total bull. Okay. And for the most important by far, are these people providing any solutions that you can apply to your life right now? Where are the solutions? I don't hear most of these channels giving any solutions, because you know what? The solution isn't going down the street and, picketing outside your governor's mansion, okay? Or this or that. If you want to do that, that's fine. Everyone should go about it how they want. But right now, we need to be talking about solutions that we can implement in our lives right now that can help us. So, number one, is your sovereignty discussed, particularly in these times? Are they talking about sovereignty and the importance of it? Or are they just saying, oh, well, we need to take down the cabal and install a new government? Yeah, that's what they want, right? That goes to the whole fake revolution type thing, Like, basically, if 100% pure and unadulterated sovereignty is not on the table, then I don't care. I'm not interested. I'm not going to waste my time with them, because they are not putting solutions. They're most likely just putting out fear porn, Okay, number two, are holistic health alternatives discussed? That's a big one, right? Is meditation and breathing exercises discussed? Is the mindfulness alarm discussed? These are things that can actually help improve your life right here, right now, that you can do. Number four, are affirmations discussed? No, probably not, right? Some of the new age ones do, but But you want to do affirmations with Archangel Michael and the Palladians. Okay, number five, are they talking to you about GMOs? And if they're talking to you about it, are they living their life with that stuff not in their life? I know a couple channels who might talk about it, and they just eat like crap, complete crap. They've talked about it, I think, once or twice, and that was, like years ago. But they still go down and, will eat some garbage from a freaking hot dog stand in Manhattan, Okay, number six, are they encouraging you to buy seeds and grow your own food? Probably not. Some of them will if they're, making money off it. Or but they also will link this, if they are talking about it, into fear. Shit's gonna hit the fan anytime now. Get out and get your seeds. Fear, fear, fear. See the difference between kind of talking about these things just for your overall well-being. You know what I'm saying? Like growing flowers, growing crops, getting some grow lights to set up a small little operation just to, it's enjoyable too. There's something about all of this. So even if shit doesn't hit the fan, you're still you're still enjoying yourself. You have fun. There's some, nature is very important, guys. So number 7, are they encouraging you to go outside and get sun? That's so crucial. So crucial. We've got to get sun. It makes us feel better. I'll say about Mr. Farmer there, he's a monger and a half. That's just my opinion. Number 8, are they? But he does give some good advice. I mean, he does speak, information that's, kind of good to know. But I don't really like the whole style going on there, and I'll just leave it at that. Number 8, are they telling you about the benefits of sun gazing and how to do it safely? Now, a lot of people run across sun gazing and they haven't heard of it, and all they equate it with is, oh my God, if you look at the sun, you're going to go blind. Yes, that can happen, but there are certain ways to do it. Now, a lot of people will say if you sun gaze, that you got about an hour after sunrise and an hour before sunset. Those are the prime times. I like to keep it within 45 minutes. So all you do is you get your phone and you look up every day what time is sunrise, what time is sunset, and soon as sunrise hits, so say sunrise is at 6 in the morning, then, you go out between 6 a.m. and 6:45. You look at the sun. You start off with 10 seconds their first day, and then you increase it by 5 to 10 seconds every day thereafter. You only need to do it once a day. Some people do it twice a day, but it's good to do it at least once a day, either in the morning at sunrise or sunset. So same thing would apply with sunset. If you're going to do it, you need to do it the last hour. Like I said, about 45 minutes before the sun is setting. So if the sun is setting at 6 p.m., you want to go out between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. or like what I do, 5:15 and 6 p.m. So you just got those windows, 45 minutes to an hour after sunrise, 45 to an hour before sunset. Never in between, and always check the UV index, because they have the UV index. You never want, if for some reason some weird thing were to happen, I've never seen it, but you always want to make sure the UV index is okay. Sometimes environmental factors can play a part in this, and it's just better to be safe than sorry and just go the next day if for some reason the UV index is a little high, or for some reason, but it shouldn't be. It's usually nothing in the morning. So are they offering you ideas on how to protect yourself both physically and spiritually? Do they talk about your intention and declaring your sovereignty and creating scripts for your everyday life to put out into the universe so you can be basically not attacked, lead a more enjoyable life? These things are really important. Number 10, prior to or during this entire thing that the entire world has been subjected to since early 2020, have they ever discussed what may occur in relation to the injector? Okay. And have they, basically said, this is a time for us to be preparing mentally, spiritually, physically too, and possibly being confronted with our own mortality. It depends, you know, some people are going to take it. Some people like me will not take it no matter what, and I know most of the people here are not going to take it, you know. So, you know, you've got to be prepared on the off chance. I'm not saying this is going to happen because I don't know, and it may vary depending on where you live. But it could come to a point where they are going to try and force this on everybody. How far will they go? I don't know, guys. You know what I'm saying? But that's important. That's important information. So yeah, this basically kind of concludes the This kind of concludes the presentation. But now I'm gonna go and search through the chat, talk with you guys. And this document will be on I'll put it in the description and probably also pin it in a comment. Please, if you can, if you're not already subscribed and you enjoyed this video, subscribe, hit the bell, and like. If you like, that'd be great so it can get out to more people's feeds. At least that's what I'm told, like I mentioned before. I also have 2 backup channels. Anything can happen at any time. I do not bother you and clog up your feeds in those channels. Those are mostly just going to be for an emergency, okay? And then, of course, I have my future home, which I am going to migrate over to, and we'll be doing exclusive videos where I can actually speak my mind freely 100%. And this is UGEtube, okay? I highly recommend this site. I know a lot of people are like, oh, BitChute. Well, BitChute's controlled, and it's a pile of garbage platform. And I don't trust it. It's right down the street from MI5 or MI6, one of those. So, just letting you know. I also have my Twitter. I'm not a big Twitter guy. I don't post a lot of stuff, so this is another area where I'm not going to clog your feed, but you can direct message me there and add me or follow me, whatever. And if you ever want to communicate, that's an alternative option. I also do have Skype, and I will put the Skype up now. If any of you guys would like to call in, you are more than welcome to, because we're pretty much going to conclude the show aspect, the presentation aspect of this. But now what I'll do is I'll go and I'll scroll up. It's by Trump. Huge tube. That's great. I'm just setting up Skype here. Skype is on. So if you guys would like to join in, you are more than welcome. I got my dog going a little crazy here. But yeah, phone line is open. Let me pop up the number for you here. Okay. Oop, having a bit of an issue. But yeah, I think this was a really important show for you to kind of get out there, and I really put in a lot of effort to get it going. So now I'm just going to go through just say hi and check out some of your comments. I know you guys have been talking a lot. Addison, welcome in. Michael Ray, nice to see you as well. Robbie, good to see you, brother. TYU, great to see you. Lockerger, great to see you as well. I still want to talk. Feel free to reach out. More than willing to talk. All right, so let's see what you guys have to say. We can kind of have a little conversation. And again, if you want to call into the show and you're a U.S. resident, 979-272-4111. That's 979-272-4111. I'd like to keep this on topic. So if you want to call in and share some of what you've run across and maybe some red flags that you can tell others and me to look out for, that would be great. or if you want to tell about some of your experiences, some of the stuff you've been deceived by. I think that's a big part of all this, right? I mean, we've got to be honest with each other. I've been deceived and you know, put through the ringer by a lot of these guys. But our tuning fork gets, you know, more in line, you know, as we kind of go through those channels. You know, it really is. It's like a big balancing act. So it's really it's a pain in the ass that we have to go through this crap, but it's part of the journey, right, guys? So if you can use some of what was presented here, that would be great, because I really think it's beneficial. And like I said, I'm not gonna have the document up just yet, but I will post it, you know, probably within a half hour to an hour after the stream. So feel free to come back, and I will have this document ready and roaring to go for you. You guys, like I said, you can print it, you can save it to your, you know, your hard drive and have a reference to go by. And then obviously you can always download this video. If you guys don't mind sharing this would be great too, because I only can get out to so many people. And, you know, if you know people researching, it's really important that they kind of see this so they can save themselves a lot of time and mind fuckery. So, let's see. Okay, so Locker says, Chicago UI, looking up at the earlier chat, Linda Mountain Howe gives herself away each week with the COVID propaganda. It pisses me off. I thumbs it down every time. Any dissent is quickly erased. Yeah, no, she's horrible. She's awful. And she's been that way her whole career. She's a joke. And her brother works for Lockheed Martin. Ding, 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 ding. And she's got secret sources. I've got insiders. They're gonna talk to me, but you can't know their name. And if they were caught, if their name was publicly released or they were caught, they'd be dead. Ah, please. Please, if anyone, seriously guys, if anyone is talking about inside sources or, you know, whistleblowers that don't want to be known or all this crap, just don't even listen to them. Move right along, because you are just going to be in a trap of hell. And she does it all the time. And there's other ones that do it too. She's not the only one. Let's see. Just the Gal says, yeah, Addison, I believe even some of these truther wars and exposés can be part of this. Yes, they are. Locker says, if you post truth in LMH's chat, that's Linda Mountain House chat, it will simply be deleted. Yeah, because she's an agent. Addison, in the movie Man of the Year, there's a conversation about debates and how they leave you equally believing and confused about both groups. Yeah, yep. I think that applies to like almost everything in life, right? There's the two sides that the system is pushing, so they control the whole narrative. So you're just arguing their talking points all the time. You know, it's ridiculous. Just the Gal says, all by design. Haven't seen the movie though. Yeah, all by design indeed. Okay. Michael Scoville says, great show. Thank you. I appreciate that. Just the Gal, Peterson is tricky, but I can't believe he is in control. It's super high level though. Yeah, I mean he says a lot of great stuff, but he absolutely is allowed to say a lot of that great stuff, just like all the others. You know, it's just, it is what it is. But it doesn't take away from a lot of the good stuff he says, particularly about censorship. I mean, we need somebody with a freaking voice talking about censorship. I mean, what's going on now is absurd. And it's only going to get worse. They've made it clear that they're going to keep clamping down on anyone who, God forbid, thinks for themselves. Let's see. Michael Ray says, I seek whatever content YouTube feeds me in my feed. Oof, I hope you're joking. Okay, Addison says, okay, so I know I'm new here, but I have to make a point about these religious channels. I believe in Jesus Christ, though I disagree heavily with nearly every view these people have. Yeah. Example, I believe Christ is already here. Trinity is false. God is the Father of spirits, not flesh. Excuse me. Yeah, well, everyone is free to believe what they want. Like I said, I don't, if Jesus was real, is real, however you want to frame it, some of the teachings are beautiful, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with enjoying some of the teachings, right? And kind of using that in your journey as a stepping stone to other things. It's the overly, you know what I mean about the whole religious thing. Again, the teachings can be beautiful, but short of that, we just kind of leave it at. That's when you get into dangerous territory, when you get the religious part involved. Or just investing way too much time into it. Okay. Michael Ray says the government killed them because they were just too close to the truth. Yeah, too close, yeah. Please. Just a gal. Unfortunately, most content is this kind of stuff, so anonymous, quote-unquote, anonymous truthers that died, yeah. Locker says, do you believe in what NDE say? Many are not religious but have spiritual experiences. They say the Bible is not true. We don't burn in fire for judgment. We judge ourselves. Yeah. Yeah, no, well, NDEs are a whole nother beast, and I'll be doing more on that topic in the future, but NDEs are basically customized to the person's belief system. So a lot of these people, as I've said in the past, they're told what to do. They're told to come back. They're deceived to come back with multiple entities that will present themselves. Sorry, my dog's going crazy. And yeah, there's a big issue with NDEs. Big issue. And it goes to a whole nother thing with the control mechanisms in place here in the realm that we live in. And it's a very, very interesting topic, but important that we all kind of know that there's a deception at the time of death too, and we need to make proper preparations for that. And I'll do another video on that. I've covered it many times, but I think I'm going to do one about kind of like a daily script routine that we should have and things like that might help make sure it's always fresh in our mind and that we're not going to fall for any of the crap at the time of our death and have nothing but complete and utter sovereignty, period. No questions asked. Peace to all. Religion was my last deception. Oh, good. I'm glad you got out of it. That's great. Hey, Willie. Great to see you, brother. Good to see you. Locker never heard of sun gazing? Yeah, I can... I kind of gave you the rundown on it in the video here, but I'll talk to you more about it too whenever we get a chance to speak. Yeah, Addison says apparently your vision improves. I did hear that too. I'll tell you my story because that was a big reason for me wanting to try it. Some people have results, and I think it's been a while since I looked up the details, but I think 60 to 120 days or something like that if they're doing it daily and doing the 10-second increases and building up as they go along. I've heard that it can improve vision. I should have stuck with the daily routine better than I did, and that's where I kind of failed. And I would like to do it because, as you can see, I'm clearly wearing glasses, but I still do it regularly, just not every day. But it's very enjoyable, and there's something about it. It like invigorates you, and like you can also, you see different kind of shades of things around you and stuff. It's awesome. Let's see. Addison, if it's enforced, stay away from alcohol for as long as possible. Water, and licorice root. Nice. Locker, I won't be able to work traditionally, but I still won't take it or be tested. Working will be difficult and involve creativity and motivation. Yeah. It's a big decision for a lot of people. I talk to people almost weekly about this, how it's going to impact their work, or they're worried about it impacting work, and that they have big decisions to make. There's a few people that I've talked to about this issue. It's a tough one. It's not right. It's really not right. And I'm going to do a separate show on some theories I have with the U.S. government and how they're going to link in giving people money with this too. It's pretty nefarious if it does come true, but I suspect they're going to do something crazy with this. Licorice root, liquor detox. I mean, I'm sorry, liquor. Well, yeah, liver detox. Let's see. Just a guy, yeah, huge tube. Sounds like something owned by Trump, yeah. Oh, God. Nice guy. Hi, FC. You mentioned earlier that it's possible to get caught in an echo chamber. What is that? An echo chamber is when you are into a topic and you let's just say it's like a live chat setting like this. You're into a topic and everyone is just repeating the same things over and over, including the person presenting the information. You know what I'm saying? It's always so it's by being in the echo chamber, you're hearing and basically subconsciously getting confirmation. You know what I'm saying? So it's reinforcing what you suspect or quote unquote feel to be true. So it's a very dangerous thing when that type of thing is going on, because it's kind of like the thing that cults are built on. It's a great way to reinforce and keep the disinformation train running. Very, very dangerous. But there's tons of them out there. And, the same thing can be applied for, other interests too. It doesn't matter what it is, and not even necessarily truth or spiritual related. Echo chambers are around for many different types of things, let's say. Lacker says that licorice root helps with leaky gut. Look up Sarah Ballantine, the paleo guru. That's BALLANTYNE, Sarah, paleo guru. For anyone interested in helping with leaky gut, needs help with leaky gut. I'm not familiar with them. I can't really endorse them, but Lacker seems to think that they're good people and doing good work. So, Just a Gal says, very important topic. Thanks. Lacker says, I do plan on reaching out. Yeah, great. Whenever, brother. Let's see. Peace to all. Says, thank you for all your work. Thank you for watching and joining me. I appreciate it. Again, I learned just as much off you guys as I hope you learn or take away from some of my content. Just a Gal says, I've fallen prey to much deception, so this was helpful and affirming, and yeah, it has helped me learn and grow for sure. Part of the process, I suppose. Yeah, it is a big part of the process, but the way I kind of see it is if someone who's still kind of just new into research or trying to figure out certain truths, it's really good to kind of have a guide that they can look at. And even us, you know, I mean, again, like, I'm sure someone is going to say something that will kind of make me look at other things in a different way, different types of other methods that are being used against us, all in an effort to deceive us and be trapped into certain types of information. Let's see, Michael Ray, this really is a great topic, and I've thought on it a lot myself. Yeah, thank you. Peace to all. Dogs are good for our souls. Yes, they are. I love dogs. They make life so much more fun. They're and I suggest I would suggest anyone get a dog. They're just beautiful. TYU says there are so much disinformation. Yes, there are loads of it. Let's see. Locker, I wish there was a place to list channels we are getting our info from and get feedback from you and others here. Yeah, I'd like to do that, but I just kind of keep my distance on exposing names. I'm not looking to get into stupid petty wars and bullshit with these people, but I will expose their tactics, like I said at the beginning of the video. Michael Ray says, it interests me how so many people follow such obvious disinformation agents like Ike. Yeah. I mean, it's such a catch-22 too, because I mean, Ike did put out some good information, but at the same time, he was also responsible for waking a lot of people up. But you have to, eventually reach a point where you grow out of Ike. You grow out of these characters that are put out, and any of these people in the beginning of your journey should only be stepping stones, and then they should really just be tossed aside. And that's why David Icke is, quote, a limited hangout, just like all these other channels on YouTube and social media. There's tons and tons of limited hangouts and agents where you'll get some good information, but you gotta just move on and go to the next one. Let's see. Yeah, it says just the guy just said the same thing, actually. Some are not that obvious, Michael Ray, especially when you are just starting to research. Yep. Michael Ray said it's like listening to Coast or something. He says they're there to catch those who are early on the path, I suppose. Yeah. Yep. Coast to Coast is awful. Yeah, Art Bell was a raging shill. Wouldn't bring up see the symbolism in my thumbnail here with the, he never talked about that. He's a total shill for the system, and all sorts of ridiculous stories and fear mongering stuff. He was awful. I mean, of course there was some fun stuff here and there. I mean, I did listen to him back in the day. I enjoyed him, but now I know what he's all about. I mean, I've known what he's about for a while, but, you learn about what these people do and how they, are basically parasites on the human mind to stop you from doing your own damn research and taking the time to figure things out for yourself. Oh, distract. Oh, well, it's, 1,000 ghosts appear in this hotel. Let's go set up cameras and do this and that, and and I mean, again, ghosts are real, things like that are real, but it's just distraction, or the Area 51 crap with Bob Lazar. Get out of here! Come on, that's all crap. And that's a good example of him being involved with stuff, and what's his name's involved with that too. What the heck's his name? Bob Lazar. George Knapp's in on that crap too. Yeah, he was one of the big ones for exposing it. The whole Lazar story is garbage. And Coast to Coast played a big role in that, and still do, even with George Snorri. Just the Gal says it's a duality thing, guys. Yep, big time, big time. Michael Ray says totally contrived and loaded and contrived debates. Yep. QIU says they all mix truth with nonsense. Yep. Peace Thought says thoughts on NDEs. We can kind of go more into that. I'm going to do something more on that in another show and how it relates to the reincarnation trap, which I've discussed before, but I'm going to lay out something even further that will be very helpful for kind of looking at things from a sovereignty point of view and how it's really important that we are putting that energy out there on a daily basis, or at least a few times a week. Doesn't have to be daily. Locker says, do you think it's a soul trap? Oh yeah, I absolutely believe it's a soul trap. Absolutely. But there are ways out of it, and I will further go with that. TYU says, I resonate so much with UFC. Thank you, I appreciate that. But remember what I said about resonating with people. It's a compliment. I appreciate it. Thank you. But remember, just because it resonates doesn't always mean it's true. That needs to be applied to everybody, including me. But, I try to do my best to show the information that I'm, coming across and intuitively feeling and meditating on things like that, and present the best evidence I can too at times, and my life experience, just like you and everybody else has life experience, and how it kind of intertwines into all of this. Madison says ND, aka thought groups or in-house discussions. Oops, the ISMs, the gatekeepers. Yeah, it's the whole thing is a mess. FC, what are your thoughts on Soul Spirit hub worlds? Hub worlds. Well, I think that here's something I haven't really touched upon in relation to kind of the trap aspect to it. Like, I think obviously we know NASA's fake and they're full of shit. But I think the planets that they represent, even though we know that they're lights in the sky, they could be potentially like portals to other realms inside the matrix, Earth matrix itself, that links to the Earth realm. So Earth, Saturn, Mars, Jupiter, Venus, blah blah blah. Those can all be basically different realms under the umbrella of the matrix we currently reside in. They're not necessarily physical either. They could be an astral zone. They could be a mixed astral / material zone. We don't know, but I suspect that could be a possibility. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying I suspect it could be a possibility. So in a sense, those areas could be hubs. I think, I'm almost positive that, I have no way to prove this, of course, but I'm almost positive that this, just based on like some Tibetan writings, some writings in India, Egypt, things like that, they talk about these different kind of like phases, but they seem like worlds, Tibetan Book of the Dead speaks of it. Egyptian Book of the Dead, I think, talks about it. I think there's some Mayans talk about it. And so they talk about these different levels to go through when you die. They're basically depicted as battles, okay? So I think there's this whole arching system under the matrix umbrella that we live in, that we are, basically vulnerable to if we don't declare our sovereignty. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a major, major part of it. If you are strong in your resolve that you are not going to allow any sort of thing to take away from your sovereignty when you die, I think that's pretty much the most important part. But I think they're also going to try and throw distractions at you to go, oh, they might show you like a beautiful utopia and say, oh, you want to go check this place out? No. I mean, this is a big issue. So that's just some of my thoughts on that. I'll get into a lot of this stuff in a further, more condensed video that's like that. Willie says, sad that YouTube didn't warn me about the stream. Oh, well, I hear that a lot, actually. That sucks. I hope you're doing well, Willie. I'm looking forward to talking to you sometime soon when you're up to it. Michael Ray, you have to live out west maybe to see the sun that much. Here in West Virginia, we've been given gray overcast days a lot. Yeah, I lived up in the Northeast for a while, and in the winter, fall, like once October, end of October would hit, it would be gray almost every day until about March. It's horrible. So yeah, I hope that works. See, TYU says gray sky here in Portugal. Michael Ray says, thankfully I work for myself. Nobody to make me get a shot except for me. And he doesn't want me to. I like that. Good one. Just a Gal says, I'm about to check out your Jerry Marzinski videos as I'm very interested in the psychological aspects to all of this and how it relates to pharmaceuticals and spiritual stuff. Looking forward to it. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out my interviews with Jerry Marzinski, I did 2 very long and in-depth interviews. And I'm telling you, a lot of the stuff I discuss on the channel and about the invisible and the different things that go on here and control, basically part of society or all of society, the parasitic etheric nature beings and the beings that could come in and out of the physical and present themselves in physical form and have their way with humanity, spiritual thought forms, things like that. So it goes into all of that stuff. Jerry was a psychologist of 35 plus years, now retired, and worked in a prison setting, a hospital setting, a mental hospital setting, and an ER throughout his career. But he thrived when he got to the prison setting because he didn't have management breathing up his ass, and he was able to basically help schizophrenics and get them on track and actually can't really use the word cure, but help, and it's incredible stuff. Highly recommend checking it out. Jerry will blow your mind. He's and probably have him on again sometime in the near future. Gonna be cold where Willie is. Let's say TYU says spirits are trapped on a soul. Just a gal. Contrary opinions are not welcome in the echo chambers either. Yes, absolutely. Nice guy says thanks, FC, and just a guy, no problem. As always, great to see you, of course. And everyone should check out Night Sky's channel. Night Sky, why don't you pop up a link to your channel in the chat? She did a great first video, and so well done. And she just came out with a bang, just boom, truth bombs through spirituality. It's great. Like I said, she would recommend Vital Nutrients DGL powder, which of the form licorice root is safer. Okay. Michael Ray, of course, some processed and packaged version of something natural. That way they can sell it. Willie says, anyone else feeling seriously depressed today? I was a little off this morning when I was getting going, but I'm better now. I'm actually much better now. But Willie, if you want to talk, brother, I'll be around today. We can talk on on voice chat later on if you want. Let's see. TYU, anyone seeing strange electrostatic beings at home? Yes, I do see them myself. Yep. They, you know, sometimes I see them for like, it's weird. I'll see them like a lot for a while, and then they'll kind of tone down, like particularly in the house. But outside, I see all sorts of funky stuff almost every day, multiple times a day. Nobody says I'm depressed every day. Yeah, it's tough. It's this place can eat you alive, but you know, we gotta try and find some sort of balance and things to help us, right? Much love, nobody. Much love. 13th Monkey says I'm sleeping and full, I guess. Sleepy and full, I guess. Okay. Not very hungry. Michael Ray says, Master Willie, what are you feeling? I was feeling quite strange earlier today, but now I'm great as usual. Yeah, that's kind of what was up with me too. And Gaynor, nice to see you. Yesterday when I made dinner, nobody was hungry. That was very unusual. Said they felt full all day. Addison says, anyone on day 2 of not sleeping, but really sorry to hear you're feeling that way. Be thankful for something you have been taking for granted. Maybe a start. Addison, day 2 not sleeping. You starting to see some funky visuals or weird things around the house or wherever you are. You can actually do some you can actually catapult a good out-of-body experience, or when you're ready to go kind of lay down, you can those are sleep deprivation can help with out-of-body experiences and lucid dreaming. I deprived myself of sleep purposely to do that a few times, actually. Just to get any idea why you guys are feeling depressed, there is usually a precipitating event if you feel like that suddenly. Willie, I like poo. And Gainer, superb owl. I believe it is a ritual and something will come of it, but I don't believe we'll see that today might be what your depression is about, though. Remember, guys, I do have the Skype line up. If anyone want to call in, please feel free. You could either call the number for in the U.S. 979-272-4111. You can call that directly from your cell phone, or on the Skype ID, you can just search my name, Forever Conscious Research Channel. Just send me a message saying hello, and I could call you and patch you in. Anyone's welcome to call in. I mean, I always encourage us to kind of talk about these things. Seems like everyone's, well, not everyone, but a number of people are having kind of a rough day or week, and you know, I'm happy to talk about either what was discussed in the video or the topic now. Like, if everyone, you know, I don't like hearing everyone's so upset and depressed. It's or anxious. I think it's natural, though. Look at what's going on in the world. It's perfectly understandable to be in kind of a low place these days. And, you know, if you have medical issues on top of it, like I've got chronic Lyme disease, and it's been rough for over 10 years now. And every day can be a struggle. Some days are better than others, but that kind of, you know, add to it what's going on in the world. It's natural that you're going to be depressed or get anxious and stuff like that. So try and hang in there as best you can. You know, we've got a community here that's really all good people, you know, unlike the truther community. This is just a community for good people, like-minded people who are sick of the bullshit and just want straight answers. And you know, like I did with the last video about mental health, we look out for each other. It's really important that we do. And does anyone want to join the Discord? I could pop up an invite for you guys if you'd like. I do ask that I really don't make the Discord public anymore because I had some issues inside of it. I've been very careful with who I invite, but if you... Let me pop this up. I'll pop... Oh, wait a minute. No limit. No, why does it keep doing that, dude? Alright, so I'll pop this link in there if any of you guys want to join. But all I ask is that you tell me what your YouTube name is when you enter, just so I know who is who. Let's see. And I will open the Discord up too, so if anyone in the Discord would like to call in through that method, you're welcome to contact me that way, and I could patch you right in through the streaming software here on YouTube. Just one moment, I just gotta get some water really quick. Just bear with me just about a minute, guys. I just gotta get a little more water and get the... I have Discord up, but I gotta add it as a source here, so... Let's see, this should... Is this working? Discord... Discord. Okay. Stop it. Okay. Okay, looks like the Discord is good to go. So, if anyone would like to call in through Discord or through Skype or the phone number, you're more than welcome. If not, I'll just continue on with the comments. Okay. So, where was I here? Okay. Wow. Got a lot of great interaction with you guys today. It's awesome. I'm glad you guys are talking to each other and looking out for each other. It's beautiful. I love seeing that. Okay, I found where I left off here. So, I feel like my head is... TYU says, I feel like my head has been being bombarded with noise and radiation waves. Well, ooh. Dog just hit her head on the table. Yeah, no, a lot of people have said that they feel like a kind of strange kind of vibe thing going on too. I haven't heard like radiation, but I've heard like noise. I get ringing in my right ear from time to time, which is kind of weird. Well, that's been going on my whole life, but sometimes it happens like when I'm really deep into like some sort of topic. I don't know. It's again, but it's been going on my whole life, so I don't know what to really make of it. But I know there's something to it. What exactly it entails, I don't know. Michael says, "Good call, Addison. Chugging a bit of water never hurts." Yeah, water is our lifeline. Just make sure it's always filtered and proper. You don't want to be drinking fluoride or all the other, or chlorine and all that crap that they put in there. Addison says they have no power over you. We see what we want to see, and sometimes it's an unhealthy want. Yes, well said. I love that. Michael Scoville says the true stuff makes people uncomfortable. Yes, yeah, that's the problem. A lot of the honesty about what's going on here, like I did the video Hard Truths a few weeks back, and you know, that's what I see is going on, and I don't think it's I don't think it can be denied. I don't think it can be denied at all. It's just an honest approach as to all of the crap that is being put down on humanity, and it's evil. It's just, that's the bottom line. But at the same time, like I said, a lot of these disinfo channels, they're not talking about solutions. They're just pushing fear and well, the Illuminati did this, the Illuminati, you know, okay, all right. You can only, I mean, it's important to kind of know that stuff's going on, but where are the solutions to help you as a sovereign being and to thrive better? It's that's the problem with a lot of this stuff. And you know, obviously they're not putting solutions out for a reason, because they're paid to mess with you. That's their job. So yeah, okay, let's see. Michael Ray says, anybody noticing how much the stars have been flickering lately? I did kind of see that a little more noticeably in my area too last week. Michael Ray, maybe they always do, but seems like they're more so lately. Yeah, I kind of suspected some of that too, and I stargaze a lot and film the moon and you know, some of the stars when I can get them with my camera properly. I do that, and yeah, there's a couple that were abnormally like on the horizon, blinking like the last week or so. Michael Ray, does commenting on this chat put me on a kill off list? I think we're just the search history of everything that you watch is probably bad enough. The chat doesn't help, I'm sure, but I don't know about a kill list, but you know, a person of interest list, should we say, you know? Willie says, can't see much of the stars due to light pollution here in Flanders, sadly enough. That's terrible. I like Willie says, if you ask friendly, it can be arranged. 13th Monkey is just south of the Netherlands. Good old Netherlands. Okay. Addison says, someone please explain to me, if you can, how it would be a logical conclusion that something spiritual and visible could change its being to a being that's material, even back again to invincible. Well, they're clearly a different type of life form who have the ability to come in and out of our world. How it happened specifically, I really would only be guessing, but considering we live in a holographic universe or realm, it seems pretty logical that that would be a possibility. It's just a different form of species on Earth here, and wherever they go in their realm, and they're able to go in and out. That's kind of how I see it. Let's see, Just a Gal says, I get that, Master Willie. Life messed with me a bunch of times last year, and I had to learn to be still and sit with all those feelings and learn to cope in different ways to find other things to do. In other words, you can only control what you do and how you feel. So focus on that, maybe. Remember, guys, too, nature is really important. getting out and hiking, being, communing with nature, getting into the woods, getting on the trail if you can, or even just, like Willie, for you, like just, get outside if you can, sit on the porch, sit in the backyard, the front yard, just take in that fresh air, enjoy your surroundings, if you can, whatever is possible. Open the window, Willie, just if you, I know it's probably cold right now, but that type of thing. Try and get a cross breeze in your house of fresh air. And of course the breathing exercises too are really, really important. Let's see, Michael says, back to topic. So if there are many obvious ways to discern people who are agents, aren't they subtle signs that these tricksters would use to show themselves, like through gematria coding? Yeah, Michael, I'm not sure when you came in, but I did cover part of that. There's, you have symbolism, you have all sorts of different things. So you may want to watch the replay because I went over a lot of that stuff. Yeah, they give themselves away almost all the time, particularly the ones that are on the payroll, and the ones that are kind of were manipulated into it. I'm not sure if you caught that part, but they make it obvious because they're not professionals at it, whereas the government ones are, but there's something there where they have to show themselves for those capable of seeing it. And Gainer says, Mandela effect has really messed up my ability to use my spiritual antenna because the information changes. Obviously, reality is contrived. Yeah. Night Sky, thank you. So yeah, everyone remember, go check out Night Sky's channel. Sub and bell the channel. She's got more content coming, but she put out a banger of a first video. I think it was last week. Just a Gal says, Master Willie, if you are in cold weather, you could also be experiencing more seasonal effect of depression, maybe. Willie, have you tried actually getting a grounding pad too? That would be a good help. They're between $20 and $30. Some people can even make them themselves. They're not that difficult to make, but seriously, consider getting yourself one of those and just hook it up. And as I know you're laying down a lot or sitting up, so yeah, maybe grab yourself a grounding pad, and then you're kind of grounding yourself with earth, and it does help one feel better when using that. Addison, are they plasmoids? Very possible. Very possible. I don't know for sure, but very possible. I wouldn't shock me. Let's see. Addison. Da-da. Michael Ray says sleep deprivation can also help with mind control. Absolutely. Absolutely. It could also help you with reprogramming yourself, which is a form of mind control, but it can also help kind of rewire yourself, like particularly again with affirmations, stuff like that. It doesn't always necessarily have to be like a negative thing either. It's how you apply it, what you're consuming, things of that nature. Yeah, much love to Willie, brother. Much, much, much love to you, brother. We're always rooting for you. Just a Gal says you guys should go on Discord and talk to each other and help each other. Yeah, I'm always open to having a discussion. I was talking to a few people that it would be great to kind of just have a open forum for everybody to talk. And just throw it up on the stream. Like we could have like a group of us talking. It would be a separate stream, and we just all kind of just talk about random stuff. Maybe what we're researching, what we're kind of working with, things that are clicking, resonating, even though using that word, even though I was kind of trying to say be careful with that too, but yeah, things like that. So just a gal, now I'm tempted to join. Please come join. We'd love to have you. Just a gal says, yes, well, I will join the Discord if you guys want support, but I do not want to participate in any drama. Some Discord, this Discord is not drama. We do joke around and have a laugh because it is a clown world we're living in, but that's the extent of it. It's a lot of deep conversations can be found in there, so it's nothing like that. Let's see, join you guys, at least we can connect personally. Yeah, even if we just, text chat at first, and then maybe we could set up a future time where we can all kind of have a round table type discussion, open discussion on any topic we want. Willie says I called, but I don't know how to. That's okay, bro. That's okay. Don't worry. We can do it all another time. We can talk about it. Night Sky, I feel quite emotional listening to your presentation. I only vaguely knew about this topic, but have learned so much in the last 2 hours and can feel another phase of processing happening within me. Well, I'm happy that helped out. I really appreciate the feedback, and yeah, it's important that we all kind of know what's going on out there and how to apply it. So Night Sky says, this topic is totally shocking and sickening, but I'm glad to come across this information tonight. Thank you for your great work and efforts with this FC. Happy to help. Hey, I've part of my process was running into all this and basically being beaten over the head over and over and over again by these jerks. And, it helped me greatly with my discernment and being able to see the operations for what it is. And there's so much going on. I mean, so many components are being used by these people and taught to these people on how to manipulate the human psyche. It's really disgusting. Let's see. 20 watching and only 18 thumbs up. I don't know, Willie. That seems pretty good to me. That's pretty good. I appreciate it. Let's see. Just the Guy says Hard Truths video was on fire. Thank you. I appreciate that. I put a lot of effort in that one. I took a lot. I love taking notes and kind of making sure I cover all my bases when I talk to stuff like that. That'd be great. TYU says, FC, we already met. Do you remember? Yeah, I remember meeting you. Yep, we spoke on here. Yep. Ann Gaynor says, I have been receiving community. TYU, I forgot, did you join the Discord? I haven't really posted the Discord link in a long time. Like I said, I kind of had some issues with a bunch of jerks coming in there, and I had to remove a lot of people and clean house. But now it's a nice core group of good people who are just wanting to support and talk to one another and share information. And Gaynor says, I have been receiving communication for years from entities that often use words I can see, especially off of reflective points of light. Nice, interesting. I see the same thing with light too. Certain shades of light, certain casting of the sun, etc., and in water, and a lot in the clouds too. Captain Wacky, Forever Conscious, lifelong ring in your ear. That was brought on by talking about topics in which you speak about here. I don't know. I mean, I have no clue. I mean, it's been going on my whole life since I was a kid, so I don't know. And it's not like I was born with the knowledge of these topics. So, but I find it interesting now because it seems to sometimes come about when I'm looking into certain topics or relating to certain topics or deep into certain topics that I feel are really important. So I've noticed it appears at noticeable times since I've kind of been more on my journey. Not necessarily when I was younger, because I wasn't able to decipher what was going on, and I still don't know, for certain how it all relates, but there seems to be something there. So that's kind of the best answer I can give on it. Okay. Do not have permission to post. Locker, sorry, yeah, I forgot to say that there is a 10-minute hold on the Discord because, like I said, I was having people who were coming in there and causing issues. So I think if the account wasn't verified by email or something, then or if you just created the account like just recently or something, it's just a 10-minute period where I guess you can't say anything in the chat, but it shouldn't take long. It should go away. If there's an issue, just send me a direct message and I'll try to figure it out. I probably should remove that feature. I did it for all the crap I dealt with last time. That's why I kind of put that in there as kind of like a protective measure. But you should be able to post shortly, and anyone else too that just walked in. So actually, I don't have permission to send messages. You should be able to soon enough, Locker. Yeah. Just the gal says, yeah, I heard birds chirping. Yeah, got lots of birds here. Yep. Yeah. Captain Waggy. Sounds like demonic voices fueling your phobic thoughts. Oh, okay. Whatever you feel. It's not demonic voices, phobic thoughts. Alright, so I know who you are. And this is... I know exactly who this is. So this is... the schizophrenic who went crazy on my channel. So we're going to say bye-bye to you. I know exactly who you are. You give yourself away too easily. Sorry, the dog's barking there. Okay, just a guy. Oh yeah, laughing and joking is a must. Yeah, you have to laugh in this mess, TYU, can you please put the Discord link again? Yeah, I think. Yep, just bear with me. Okay. When you're in the Discord, I need you to please verify who you are. And when you just get to the chat, please in general just tell me what your YouTube name is. So I remember who everyone is. All right, come on, relax over there. All right, I think I'm probably gonna wrap things up here with this, but we can schedule a time, maybe even later today if you guys are around. We might be able to do a live chat together, and then I can even make it a stream if you guys want to, where we could just have kind of like an open discussion. So feel free to join if you'd like, and we can all kind of figure out a time in the future. Michael Ray, how do we know you're not a disinfo agent? You don't know. That's the point, right? With all this stuff. That's the whole point of the whole presentation. You've got to be able to use your discernment and use kind of what I put out there as a stepping stone. And if you don't think those methods work, then that's fine. You can use whatever methods you think works best for you. I have no skin in the game. But if, you're welcome to believe or feel whatever you'd like. No big deal. Yeah, I mean, you should basically suspect. I mean, like I said at the beginning of the video, you should not, like people like to say, trust but verify. You should not trust but verify and then trust. And trust should be gained. That's the big part. You know, you should, over time, you should be able to, you know, decipher. Nobody says laugh out loud. This dude is disinfo denomination. Just the guy says Michael Rice said in the beginning of the video, you need to test everyone. Yeah, exactly. You need to test everyone. Yep, that's the big part of it. Okay, brothers and sisters, I think this is going to wrap it up. And if you have that link, save it. And we will see each other in Discord. Please remember to tell me your YouTube name. Sorry about that. Please remember to just let me know your YouTube channel when you walk in. There might be a 10-minute hold before you can get in. But stop it. Sorry, the dogs. All right, so let me just wrap this up. Much love and blessings to you all. Much love and blessings to you all, and I will see you soon, and maybe we'll do a stream this afternoon, okay? Thank you for joining me, guys. Appreciate it. And have a good rest of your weekend, and we shall see each other soon.